Hello everybody! Well, here we are with the next fight from the first round of the Mount Hua competition for the Blue Dragon server for November 2015. And we have ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz of the Bloodblade clan. He'll be facing off against iRainshi, who is in the Ancient Tomb sect. Again, not expecting any of those sect skills or clan skills. What are we going to see out of these two? I don't really know. I think ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz does have Joined Finger, but he doesn't use it very often. Rainshi, on the other hand, I haven't seen in a while, so I don't know what she will, or he will bring to the party here. So let's see. Straight away, it is 100 transformations out of iRainshi. I don't think he's getting in there close enough to make it really count. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is answering back with Exquisite Dice, a good range skill. And it's just peppering away at Rainshi there with that skill. Getting some really good hits, though. Rainshi is down to 75% health already. Plucks the Peacock's Plume. There's a parry break and more of that range skill out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. Definitely keeping the pressure on Rainshi. He comes back with some Buddha Heart Palm. Just a few shots though. Nothing compared to that Exquisite Dice coming out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. Just look at the amount of damage he's doing with that. Not so many hits, but he's making it count. Some more 100 transformations out of iRainshi. Now, Dog Beating Staff, Ancient Manual. Going to give ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz the full combination. Not doing a ton of damage, but making it count. Has him down to about 80%. There's Finger Flick. That was the rage from Finger Flick, but a Trick the Enemy and more Ancient Dog Beating Staff. A flip in particular puts the kibosh on that. That was a nice move, but here comes another rage out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. Has Rainshi down to 400 points. He Pegasus is just in the nick of time. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz might have been able to come back and get one more on that. Maybe. It all depends on what kind of lag you have there when it comes to those clutch moments. Ghost Claw out of iRainshi does not make a connection. More Exquisite Dice out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz, just picking away at the health of iRainshi. Definitely doing its job. Not very interesting to watch, but very effective. There is a pluck from iRainshi, a single hit. A second hit from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz heals him up a little bit, but that should wear off now. He's coming in now with Crazed Demon Staff, not getting a connection on that as ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz runs across the arena and continues to pepper him with some Exquisite Dice. Making very good use of that skill. Has iRainshi back down to 50% already. And lots of circling. Well, iRainshi is circling. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is just peppering him with that ranged skill. iRainshi needs to get in there and make something happen on his terms instead of just hanging back and waiting. There's another pluck. And I think there was a Pegasus in there as well. Yes, there was. Brings iRainshi back up to about 90% health, but he's way down on energy. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is now closing in to make a connection, but is knocked down, and there is opening the Tai Chi from iRainshi. She has caught ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. Will this... No, he won't get out of it. He'll take the full effect, including the follow-up, and that brings down ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz to 75%. More Ancient Dog Beating Staff out of iRainshi, but there's the rage of the Joined Finger out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. iRainshi takes the full effect, is down to a third health and falling very quickly. Another Ghost Claw, no connection there. And there is a mid-air stun as iRainshi flies across the arena in no motion. Another attack, another Trick the Enemy and splitting the Wild Horse's mane. That's a good combination there to counteract that rage from the Joined Finger skill. But ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz has another one already built up there. He just needs to get it off without iRainshi doing too much. There is another Pegasus there. iRainshi is back up to 90%. Down to less than 2,000 points of energy, though. Recovering pretty quickly. There's another stun out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. He's starting to gain control here of this match. He may not be able to deliver the finishing blow quite yet, but he's making sure it all happens on his term. There's a pluck and the rage. Oh, what a disaster. This has healed up iRainshi all the way up, back up to full, as well as his energy as well. It's like starting the match all over, except ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is down by a quarter. He gets another stun though, still maintaining control of the engagements, continues with the Joined Finger. iRainshi is back down to 50% and falling very quickly in the face of that rage. iRainshi, though, has a full rage bar as well. If he can get something to go, it'll be awesome, but he cannot. And ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz, I believe, has set a new record for the amount of damage done in a single round in Mount Hua, 133,000 points. iRainshi managed to Pegasus 4 times there? 5 times? That was a lot. Plus the heal from the Pluck the Peacock's Plume. That was the most effective pluck I've ever seen as well. So we'll have to see what next round brings. I think iRainshi just needs to get in there and be aggressive. He's facing an opponent that can do significantly more damage than he can. And hanging back is not going to do it because ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz has range skills, close-in skills. Yeah, iRainshi just needs to get in there and do his best. At least he'll have more of a chance than hanging back. He does seem to have a few tricks up his sleeve against that joint finger, but in the end, just hanging back is just going to cost him HP. So Buddha Heart Palm straight out of iRainshi, getting some good hits in there against ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz, actually not doing too bad damage. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz, I believe, has switched to 7 skills of the Flower Goddess, which is a bit of an odd choice. Lots of flower petals flying around. He's back to Exquisite Dice, though. iRainshi, I think... There's a couple different skills going on there. I think he was using Heaven Net Dance, and I think ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz might have as well. I don't know. Anyways, they're back to Exquisite Dice and some Tai Chi Fist there. Some standard skills. And again, ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is just peppering iRainshi with that Exquisite Dice skill. iRainshi needs to get in there, close the distance, and really make something happen. The only time you can duke it out at range is when you're doing more damage than your opponent at range. So unfortunately, this isn't going to work for iRainshi, but he's in there with Crazed Demon Staff, and he's doing quite well with that, maintaining control of this particular engagement. But there is the joint finger out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz and the Rage. As iRainshi, way down, but he tricks the enemy and Pegasuses as he retreats. Nicely done. That got him out of more damage and probably saved him the round. A Ghost Claw does not connect. There is another Rage, though, by ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. No more tricks the enemies for iRainshi, but he manages to block almost all of that. Nicely done. It looks like there was an attempt at a stun there from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz, but did not connect. There's another pluck from iRainshi. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz retreats for the moment, waits for that to wear off. Goes in and gets the stun, and continues with more joined finger. iRainshi is down to 50%, or just about. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is just below 75%. He needs to keep an eye on his health. It might just creep on him as iRainshi continues to heal in ridiculous ways. Really, this is some really impressive healing from iRainshi as well. Keeping his health up and staying in the round. More Exquisite Dice coming out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. iRainshi cannot afford to just hold back. Let him do this. He closes the distance and comes in again with some Ancient Dog Beating Staff. A pluck from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. And from iRainshi. He's starting to get ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz a little bit on his back heel there. There's some Dog Beating Staff. Opening the Tai Chi. The damage should come in after the pluck is all finished for sure. And he gets it and gets a single follow-up skill. Hopefully more than that would be possible, but unfortunately not, it looks like. But there's another stun from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. He does not follow up with more joined finger. iRainshi is at 50%. And his parry broke. More joined finger coming in from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz has iRainshi down to a third health now. There's a pluck, though, and the Rage again. And iRainshi is back up to almost 100% health again, but more joint finger coming in from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is lowering that pretty quick. There's a good stun, but iRainshi is at about 80% health, 100% energy. Is like starting the match all over again. Some Dragon Slap now out of iRainshi, getting a little bit of control there. Not very much damage, but any damage will help. More joint finger out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz, though. Evening things up again, has iRainshi down to 50% and a stun. Good connection there. Looks like ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is content to just finish him off with the Exquisite Dice skill at range. He's keeping his distance, trying not to let iRainshi get too close. There's another pluck out of ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. He is down to 50% health now. Buddha Heart Palm coming in out of iRainshi. Again, I don't think he can generate enough damage with that skill to go toe-to-toe at range with ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. He needs to close that distance, but ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is not making that easy for him. flying away and continuing to pepper him with the exquisite dice skill. iRainshi is now down to a third health. We are down to about 30 seconds left in this round. Opening the Tai Chi for iRainshi. ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz is caught, but he does manage to get out of it. Looks like his internal did, and he uses an ancient dog beating staff to upset iRainshi a little bit there. It looks like he was going for a flip though, but it did not connect. iRainshi is now going very fast and loose with his goose, managing to get away from that dog beating staff skill, ancient dog beating staff skill. There's a Pegasus finally from ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. He is definitely suffering a little more in this round than the last. iRainshi is making him pay for everything. But there is the buzzard. And it is, of course, ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz. 87,000 points versus 34,000. There was no contest when it comes down to that decision. But iRainshi definitely gave him a run for his money. And so hopefully we'll see them again in a future Mount Hua. But in the meantime, ZzTruyThienDaiSatZz will move on to the next round, and we will have fights from the next round of the Mount Hua competition for the Blue Dragon server right here on this channel. Please stay tuned for that.